Hi everyone. Welcome to this prompt engineering course for everyone. So this course is also beginner friendly, where we'll be covering the concepts related to the prompt engineering, and we will also cover examples, real-time examples with Python, and we will go through each of the modules with the required code and required comments and um, for end-to-end execution. So in this course, what we have is uh, whatever the examples are there, we can run all of them without any of the API key. But if you have the API key, or if you want to do the experiment with the real model, you can add the API key. There are different instructions for that. No, before jumping into the practical, in this course, what you will learn is about we'll talk about the prompt engineering and then the types of prompt engineering, like zero shot, one shot, or few shot, chain of thought, role and contextual, react, retrieval, augmented, rag, self consistency, tree of thought, and some of the guardrails related to the prompts. Then we'll cover the quick start section, where we'll go through the course folder and what are the required dependencies that you have to install, and then what are the keys, API key you need, OpenAI key, but this is optional. Your the code in this course will run without those as well, and then you can choose to run any of the modules. Now, if you're interested to get the API key, you can go ahead and sign up on the platform, and then there's an environment file where you can put your OpenAPI key and choose the model you want for the OpenAPI. So this will be the project structure. For this, like, you have the README where you have all the details, and this is where we are currently. And then you have the requirements where you include all the dependencies, and then we have the .env example where you can add your key, and then you have the docs which covers the README, what is prompt engineering, and then all the docs related to each topic. And then we have a common LLM client.python file, which is a shared helper, which will make you enable you to connect to any of the model that you want to use. And then we have some examples related to prompt engineering techniques. Now, each Python file is self-contained, and there is a detailed explanation that is there uh, for each of the Python file, which is very clear and runnable. Right now, there are certain techniques for prompt engineering which we'll cover in detail in the next sections. And then there is also run everything at once. Like, if you want to run all the modules at once, there's a run all file that you can run. Now, without taking much of the time, I'll jump to a next section where it is like prompt engineering, and we'll understand this very same in very layman terms, I would say, or very simply, like, so everyone can understand without any technical knowledge or uh, any programming experience. This is like this will cover that basically. Now, in this, there is no technical background is needed. So if you are able to send a text message, you will be able to learn prompt engineering. So we'll deep dive into this. Now, I'll start with a story where you have uh, like you're calling, let's suppose, a pizza place and say, "Give me some food." Now, what will you get? Right here, like maybe a plain cheese pizza, maybe a salad. The person on the phone has to guess what you want. Now imagine if you say, "I would like a large pizza with half pepperoni and half mushroom, thin crust, extra cheese, delivered to 12 Park Street by 7 p.m." Now you will get exactly what you wanted. That's prompt engineering. Like, it's an art of asking what you want clearly, so you get back exactly what you need. The only difference is, instead of talking to a pizza shop, you're talking to an AI like ChatGPT, Claude, DeepSeek, or any other AI you name. So the clearer instructions will be, the clear the AI will understand your instructions, and the clear responses you will get. So now, as we have seen the story, we'll jump to what is an AI prompt. So a prompt is just the message you type to an AI. That's it. Like when you type, like, write me a birthday poem for my mom, that whole sentence is your prompt. And prompt engineering is simply the skill of writing your message in a way that gets you the best answer. You don't need to code, you don't need math, you don't need to learn how to, you only need to learn how to ask well. And that's a skill anyone can build, like learning to write a good email. That's as simple as it gets. The big secret, like, that AI can't read your mind. So that's the major thing. Like, AI is super smart, but takes you literally. It only knows what you tell it. It cannot see your screen, you read your thoughts, or guess the details you left out. Think of it as a brilliant new intern on the first day. They have read thousands of books, they are eager to help, but they know nothing about you, your situation, or what you really want until you explain it. So the clearer your instructions will be, the better instructions you give, the better responses you will get. So it's like garbage in and garbage out. The input you give to the AI, the instructions you give to the AI will drive the output of the AI. It's as simple as that. So let's look at this with an example with the new employee analogy. Like when you say, let's say you hired someone and asked them to make a report. Now, when you ask someone to make a report, they will have hundreds of questions, right? What report, on what topic, what should the report be about, right? How long the report should be, in what format you want a report, a slideshow, a document, a table. If you don't answer those, they'll guess and probably guess wrong. But if you say, make a one-page report summarizing last month's sales for my manager as a simple bullet point list with top three takeaways at the end, now they can nail it. AI works the same way. The simple recipe for a great prompt. So you don't need to memorize anything fancy. Just think of these four friendly questions every time. Ask yourself, who should the AI act as? Give it a role, basically. Like simple, you are a friendly fitness coach, you are a software engineering architect, or you are a cloud architect, or you are a chef. So give them a role. That's the first thing you have to mention in a prompt. And then mention or state the task that they have to perform. Like, let's suppose you want to know a workout plan. So simply you can simply say, make me a workout plan, and then give them the instructions, like how you want your workout plan to be, like if you want to be short, long, detailed, or how it should look like. And then give them the context, like basically if you want a beginner friendly workout, or beginner friendly 20-minute workout, 30-minute workout, or an intermediate workout, or whatever it is. Like, so your prompt recipe contains of four major parts, basically: a role, the task, the instructions, and the context. The clearer or more informative the prompt will be, the responses will be better. So now if you put this example together now, and you give any AI a prompt like this: you are a friendly fitness coach, make me a workout plan, keep it to five short steps, I'm a beginner with only 20 minutes a day. See how much better that is. Just give me a workout. So the see the difference yourself. Here are real before and after example. Notice the after always gives the AI more to work with. So we'll go over some of the examples. Lazy prompt, write about coffee. Great prompt, write a fun 3 sentence Instagram caption about morning coffee aimed at students. Now, like, write about coffee is very vague and very open ended. AI can get very creative also. And if you want AI to be very specific, you have to s- mention that in the prompt. Now, some other prompts like help me with my email, or a better prompt, rewrite this email to sound polite and professional, keep it under 100 words, and then specify that email. Plan a trip, or which is better? You tell me. Suggest a 2-day budget trip to Goa for a family with 2 kids and who love beaches. So the pattern here is the more you tell AI about what, who, what, how, and details, the more it feels like the answer was made just for you. One handy dial, creative versus precise. Sometimes you want AI to be safe and factual, like a calculator. Sometimes you want it to be wild and creative, like a brainstorm buddy. So you can just tell it which mood you want. Give me a precise factual answer. Great for facts, summaries, advice. Like you want any information on the news, you want any information on the sports, or you want any and we want to verify any facts about history, geography, or anything like which is related to the facts, figures, or any advice. Then it will be you want the AI prompt to be precise and factual. But if you want it to be creative or brainstorming, just be creative and give a prompt in a way that it goes above and beyond and gives you the creative responses. So yeah, in technical terms, this is handled via a parameter called temperature. So it the value of the temperatures goes from 0 to 1. So 0 means like precise and 1 means like the creative. So how you want your AI to respond, so it is controlled by this one parameter. Now, where do people actually use this prompts? Everywhere. You're probably already surrounded by it, like in customer support chatbots, like that answer where's my order. Writers and marketers are drafting the blogs, captions, and emails. Teachers creating quizzes, study notes. Doctors summarizing medical notes. Researchers summarizing piles of documents in seconds. You name it, like AI is everywhere now. We are surrounded by AI, like from our banking applications, the chatbots, right, from our food ordering applications, from our grocery ordering applications, even uh, the if I talk about any Ubers, like you have the chatbot where you get responses, or internet services provider, you have a chatbot where the mostly the responses are AI driven, unless you ask for a representative to reach out to. So anyone who talks to an AI is doing prompt engineering. The people who do it well just get better result. There is no shortcut, or there is no shortcut to get better results. The better your prompt is, the better your results. Now, like you can try with the exercise, right? Let's here I have added one sample prompt, like with which covers the different parts of the prompt. Like you are giving a role to a prompt, and you are telling the subject area where you want to help, and you're also specifying the instructions like how you want the answer, the length, style, and format, and then you're also giving the additional context, basically the details. So this prompt is complete, right? You have a role, you have area where you need help, you have the instructions, and you have the prompts context. So some of the example of above will be: you are a helpful chef. Help me cook the dinner tonight. Give me one recipe with 5 steps. I have eggs, rice, onions, and 15 minutes. So here you have assigned the AI a role, like you are a helpful chef, and then where you need the help, you want to cook dinner, and you need help with that, and then you're asking the AI to give you a recipe with 5 steps. And then here you have added the details, more details, like what uh, uh, what groceries available to you. So the AI responds using these only. So you're adding more context to your prompt. Now, if you paste this to any AI chatbot, you will see, okay, what response you get. And if you don't like it, you tweak the prompt, and then you try to improve the prompt and get better results. So if I summarize what we have learned just now, it's like prompt engineering is nothing but asking an AI clearly so it gives you exactly what you want. You have to be specific, give it a role, explain the details, and say how you want the answer. The clearer you ask, the better it answers. That's the whole game. Now, if you have any questions related to this, so I have mentioned some FAQs for beginners, like do I need to know how to code? So the answer is no. If you can write a text message, you can do prompt engineering. Is there one perfect prompt? So the answer is no. The best prompters, what they do is they try, check the answer, and improve. So it's an iterative loop. So a little like editing a text before you hit and send. Now, what if the AI gives a wrong or weird answer? So that's pretty normal. Like, just add more details or rephrase. It's a conversation, not a one shot test. Can the AI remember everything about me? So the answer is no. It only knows what you tell it in your message. So give it the details it needs. So this is basically a intro to prompt engineering for beginners. If you want to go deeper, there are next sections which I'll be covering in my next videos. And so we'll go into details like what is prompt engineering, we'll go to the technical parts of it, and then we'll go to the implementation of it. So stay tuned for the next series of videos. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.